Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Hello, Vidmath. Hello, J-Man. Although, I think J-Man's high is from, it's timestamped 10:57 p.m. I don't know when that was, but hi, J-Man from the past. Welcome to the stream. I need to get like a haircut because it's sort of the like fullness or bounciness to the top bit exponentially increases as the thickness increases. Hair is very thick. Uh, hello, uh, the T-Rex. I always remember your name because you said it's a pun on T-Rex, as in like the British T-Rex, which is a good way to say it, I guess. Let me do that. There we go. All right, so the first puzzle we have up is actually from a new setter. They Nasty2 sent me this puzzle, which I don't know if it's rated yet. No, it's not rated yet on LMD. It only has 3 solves on LMD, but we are going to be the 4th solve, I hope. So the inspiration behind this puzzle was, I think, doublers is what Nasty had said. Yes, it is. And it's kind of interesting. So it's kind of like doublers, but instead of all being doubled, it is different. So it's sort of the same as doublers in that each row, each column, each box has a modification cell, and each of the digits 1 to 9 are modified once. A modifier affects the value of a cell for all clue types besides normal Sudoku. So if we had a 2 here and it was doubled, then it would be treated as a 4 for the Jera whispers and the ratio dot. But for normal Sudoku, it would be treated as a 2 because it is a 2. 4 of the modifiers double the digit in that cell. So there are four doublers in the puzzle, but there are also 4 modifiers that increase the digit in that cell by 1. So this could be a 2 that was doubled to be a 4, or it could be a 2 that was increased by 1 to be a 3. So we have to somehow use this. And one modifier is broken and leaves the digit in that cell unchanged, so it doesn't modify it, I guess. That's probably the trickiest part, and that's why it's called like a broken malfunctioning modifier mystery is what it's called, although here it's just called modifier mystery. So maybe it's just malfunctioning on LMB. But anyways, the rest of these constraints are, I think that's a palindrome. Interesting. I was kind of thinking title character limit. I see. Classic. Okay, interesting. So let's go through these constraints because we've just covered the weird part of this puzzle, but let's cover the normal part and then maybe we'll cover the weird part again before we start getting into it. So this is a German Whispers line, this green line here. And on a German Whispers line, each pair of digits, so this one next to this one, this one next to this one, this one next to this one, each of those pairs has to have a difference of at least 5. So if I put a 1 here, I could put a 7 here because those have a difference of 6, but I could also put a 6 here, which has a difference of 5, but I couldn't put a 4 because that only has a difference of 3. So I sort of need to put a low digit like a 1 over here or a 4, and then a high digit like a 9 or a 6 or something like that over here. Now these ratio dots are just 1 to 2 ratio, so if I put a 1 there, this has to be a 2 unless it's doubled or modified or something like that. This is a consecutive dot, so if I put a 4 there, or I guess 3, then this would have to be either a 2 or a 4, because it needs to be consecutive with 3. This is 18. This is a killer cage, so it has to, these two cells have to sum to 18. This is a Ren band, so I'm just laughing at all these. I'm saying these rules, and most of them are just broken right away. um, these three cells are all even, so they have to contain digits that are even. So I think I could put a 1 in here that's doubled, or I could put a 2 or a 4 or a 8 or a 6 or some other thing that's doubled. I guess I could put even a 7 in there. I guess any digit that's doubled in here is just any digit. The Ren band needs to be consecutive, so if I put a 1 here, you'll have to put 2, 3, and 4 on there. It can be in any order, though, so it doesn't have to go like a thermo increasing in that order. It can be in any order, so it just needs to be a consecutive sequence. These V's mean that these two cells sum to 5, these two cells sum to 5, so they could be a 1, 4, or they could be a 2, 3, or they could be something else crazy. Yeah, the Zeta Math, when M Nasty sent this to me, I was like, that grid looks awesome. Let's do this right away. This is the thermo, though. This isn't like a Ren band. It isn't consecutive, but you need to have the digits on it increase from the bulb end. So if this is a 3, for example, then this could be a 5 because this digit is greater than 3, and then that would be a 7, and that's greater than 5. Now ignore the 4 for now because this is sort of a troll again. We've been trolled again. Now the palindrome, I think this is why people aren't doing this puzzle, because it has too many rules in it. But they all work very nicely together, I think. Now these two cells have to be the same because the palindrome reads the same forwards and backwards, but the fact that they're modified means that this could be like a 2 that's modified to be a 3, and this could be a 3. Okay. Now last one, the arrow these cells need to sum up to the digit in the bulb. Now if I put a 9 in here, I could do, say, 1, 3, 4, and then a 1 at the end. That would be 8 plus 1 is 9 equals 9. So that's how arrow normally works. We'll see how it works here. Potpourri, yeah. Interesting. Well, M Nasty has made it for you. It's going to be an 18 arrow, probably. Okay, I'm going to suggest, why don't we do a bet cell? I know we don't normally do a bet cell. I just always forget about the bet cell, so I don't want to include it. But let's do a bet cell, and let's do it not the value, but the value, because it's got like a very wide range of values. I just kind of want to do it because it's silly. So let's do this cell. Oh no, that's not even on a clue. What am I doing? Let's do this cell. What value do you think that will have? Okay. Now the modification rules, there's one modifier cell in each row, column, and box. The digits 1 to 9 are modified once each. And a modifier either doubles the value, adds 1 to it, or does nothing. There's 4 doubled, 4 increased by 1, and 1 modifier that doesn't do anything. Okay, so I think this is incredibly suspicious because this Jera and Whispers line can never have a 5 on it that's a normal 5, because a 5 would need to have either a 0 or a 10 next to it on the line. How do you know if the 1 has to be doubled or increased by 1? I guess you have to use process of elimination. I guess it's one or the other, so we have to figure it out based on the other cells, or the other digits. What ZetaMath's saying is that 1, when you add 1 to 1, you get 2. The math specialist in here explaining to us that 1 plus 1 equals 2. And that if you multiply 1 by 2, you also get 2. This is a brain blast right now. So this German Whispers line. A literal I don't think so. So let's say Zeta Math that I had these doublers put in and I knew that these were all, or these modifier cells put in, and I knew that these four were doubled. I knew that this one was unchanged and that these three are added by one. If I know that these are all doubled because they have to be, and I knew that this one was unchanged because it had to be because of the other rules, then I would be left over with just one thing. I think that's the implication. I'm not sure what thing you're reading into, but I don't know why it would be different than that. Five digits are doubled? No, that would only be 4 digits. Well, the 1 would be double its value, but it's not the modification that is doubled. The modification is adding 1. Okay. It doesn't really matter. It's just semantics anyway. Okay, so a 5 can't go on a German Whispers line in a normal Sudoku, but this is not a normal Sudoku. This is a modification Sudoku. So there's going to be a 5 in this row, and it's going to have to go next to something which it actually can go on a German Whispers line. And if we modify the 5, the only modification that will give us something that would work would be modifying the 5 to give us +1 to give you 6, right? But if we do that, then we have to put the 1 next to it because the 1 has to go next to 6, right? But if I put the 1 next to the 5, then where does the 6 go in this row? Well, it can only go here. And then what's going to go here? Nothing, because it can't be a 1 and it can't be modified because this was already modified. So we know that the 5 is not the one that is modified. Yeah, the modifier is an object, not an effect. Yeah, that's a good. 4 does one thing, 4 does another. It's like there are 4 robots that double the cells and 4 robots that increase the cell's value by 1. And there's 1 robot that's broken. And I want to position these robots in the grid so that they do those things. So I need to place those 4. I can't. There's not 5 doubling robots because the 1 is doubled. It doesn't have both properties at once, is the idea. Okay, anyways. So the 5 is not the one that's modified. It's something else that's modified. Oh, I guess we could double the 5 and then put it next to a... Oh yeah, we could totally double the 5. What am I even saying? Yeah, we can't add 1 to the 5, that's for sure. But we can definitely double the 5. That would be 10, and we could even put a 4 next to it. Okay, so that was a dumb comment. I was thinking that we were going to have to use 9 or something else, or something greater than 5 to double it, and then give us a digit which is higher than 10 to put next to the 5. But I think we're definitely going to double something in this row unless we add 1 to 9, and that could go next to 5. So if we could somehow rule that out, then we would know that we used 1 doubler thing in this row. Now this palindrome is going to need a doubling or a modification thing on this thing. So all of these cells are not modified. I'm going to make them red for not modified. And I know that there's 1 cell on here that has to be modified because if I put a 2 here, I'm not going to repeat the 2 over here. I'm going to have to use like a 1 that is added 1 to be a 2. So I'm going to have to use x and either 2x or x minus 1. Or sorry, yeah, either 2x or x plus 1, I guess. If x is the one that's modified. If 2 is the one that's modified, this is either going to be a 4 or it's a 3, which would be sort of, if this was the doubled one, this would be a 4. If this was the one that was added by 1, this would be a 3. But there's definitely one thing that's modified here. Yes, graying a bunch of cells that are clearly not modified. So we know that in this column, we can't do this. This does not work. There's way too many things going on here. Actually, maybe we should focus on this first, because this also says 18 and 2 cells, but the maximum that 2 cells can add to is 8 and 9, which is 17. So there's definitely something going on in there. So there's a bunch of cells here, which are also red. And in this column, the only way that I can make these 3 black dots in a row is to do something either 2, 4, 8 or 1, 2, 4. And both of those take the 2 and 4, so I can't have 2 of those runs in the column. So I'm going to need to use a modification cell in these 6 cells, so that cell definitely cannot be modified. Yes, I am redding. I was trying to think what will not clash with the coloring of the rest of the constraints, and I think red was the best option. Yellow is an okay option, but it kind of clashes with the greenness. Yes, gray would be a disaster. So what are we doing here? What kind of modification are we using here? I guess if we can't use a doubling modification, because if I double this cell to be a 4, oh no, that's not true. If I double this cell to be a 4, then this couldn't be in a relationship with 2 because it is a 2 itself, but it could be in a relationship with 8 then, and that would be fine. So that would be fine. In box 6, there are 2 evens on the Ren band. Right, okay, so this is a consecutive sequence of 4 numbers, and if we take any consecutive sequence of 4 numbers, we're going to have to include 2 even numbers. Now, if this has no modifications on it, then those two even numbers will mean that if these were all true even numbers, then there would be 5 even numbers in the box, which is not the case. So one of these would have to be modified. But also, if there was a modification on here, then there would still need to be at least 1 even number. Let's say we used an odd number to get an even number. Like we used a 1 that was doubled or added by 1 to be 2, and then we had 3, 4, 5. We would still at least use 1 even number. So there would be 3 even numbers up here. Oh, wait. Well, where was I going with this? Oh, no, I'm trying to say either there isn't a modified cell in here, which means there is a modified cell in here, or there is a modified cell in here, in which case there is a modified cell in there. So these are not modified at all. Can I read 2 cells? Yeah, I can read these 2 cells. Okay. Okay, this thermo is probably not going to be 3, 2, 1, but we don't know that for sure. Yeah. I got confused because I was saying, well, if there is a modified cell in here, and then I continued instead of saying, well, then there is a modified cell in there. 3, 2, 1. Oh, if we put 3, 2, 1 in here, Zeta's saying if these were all red, then this German Whispers line would be lacking some low digits in these 3 cells. Yeah, Zeta Math is the super fan in this chat. So these 3 cells wouldn't have any low numbers except for 4. And 4 is a bit problematic on a whispers line because it needs to go next to 9. Now, it could go next to, say, 8, that's doubled or plus 1. But we need to use the modification in this row for the 5. But we could do 4, 8 doubled, and then 5. But we can't actually do that because then we get a problem with this cell. This cell can be nothing. In fact, I didn't even mention this, but the 5 will have to go at the end. Because it can only go next to... Oh, no, wait. If the 5 is doubled, then it doesn't have to go at the end. Well, I guess in this situation, the 5 would have to go at the end. Ah. Perfect. Welcome, Tallcat. Okay, so we know that there's one cell in here that is modified. So we know that these two cells are not modified. Because if they were, then none of these cells would be modified. You can just get to 18 if you... Oh, this one, yeah. Yeah, just get to 18 if you use an add 1. I'm not too concerned about figuring out what what type of modifiers there are right now. I want to figure out what where the modifiers are before I start to think about what modifiers I'm using. So if we don't modify this cell, right? Then we still have to go 3, 2, 1. Right, so these two cells could be modified, but this cell is definitely modified, right? Because if it isn't modified, like if this cell is red, then this has to be below 4. So it's going to have to be a 3 anyway. Yes, red means not modified. Yes, I want to know lots of things as well. Okay, so I don't know how to mark these as modified. Let me, maybe that is, it's modified, but I don't know what it is. Because that one's definitely modified. So we can red all of these cells. Now these cells being red means that they are 2, 6, and 8, because they're not doubled. Just waiting for someone to say this is a mistake. I'm pretty sure it isn't, because if it is red, then we still need to do 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it has to be modified. 3, 2, 1 here breaks the whisper line, because there's not enough low digits in here. Even if you use a 4, you would have to use a 5 on the other side of whatever digit that is not 9, and then the 5 would have nothing on the other side. What if it's doubled, this one? If it's doubled, then it's 8. Row 5. Oh, yeah, true. This is definitely odd, so this is definitely even. Now, if that's even, one of these sets of 3 is real, right? Because we can only modify one cell. So one of these sets of 3 has a 2 and a 4, like I was saying before. So this can't be 2 or 4, which means this can't be 1 or 3. I guess all of these are also odd. I'll just fill that in to feel good about myself. And not 2 or 4 is what Ranks just said, which is great. Same brain. Okay, so this one doesn't have 2 even digits, so it needs to have a doubled cell or a +1 cell. I just need to say modified. A modified cell which is representing an even digit. And it has to have a 4 on it because it can't have 2 modified cells. Oh, sorry. So this one, if this is not doubled, or sorry, if this is not modified at all, then this will have to be 3, 2, 1, because if this is not modified, then we can't do anything to this cell to make the thermo better. It just doesn't work. And if this is 3, 2, 1, then we have very little space here for low digits. We only have a 4 as a low digit and sort of a 5. The 5 can be a low digit if the cell next to it is doubled, but that only works once. So we would have to put the 5 at the end if the cell next to it is doubled. Which means that we can't put the 4 in here and then have... Well, the 4 has to... This is confusing. This is really confusing. The 4 has to go just next to something that is a 9 and then something that is doubled, because 4 needs to be next to 9 and something greater than 9. So then the thing that goes next to the... Wait, was this true? The thing that goes... Oh, no. Right. So then whatever the 4 is next to will take the modified cell in the row, so the 5 would have nothing to modify it. Whew. That's... I don't know if that's even intended. Is that intended, M. Nasty? Because that is actually quite a brutal step now that I recount it. Okay, this definitely has a 4 in it. Why can't 4 be next to... Ooh, I hadn't considered that one. Can 4 be next to... Oh yeah, maybe it could be actually. So maybe we were wrong about that actually. Okay, let's go back because we might be wrong about that, and I really don't want to be wrong about that. So let's hold off on this. There's got to be something easier. I mean, the arrow doesn't look like super broken. This is 3, 2, 1. Could you do a 4 next to a doubled 5 and a 9? Then this would be a low digit. This would be a high digit. This would be a low digit. This would be... Low, 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 low. Oh, where do you put the 6 then? Wait, or is that just a product of what I just did? These would be low. No, you could put the 6 at the end then. Never mind. You might run out of low digits. Oh, that's an interesting proposition. So let's think about a general... Let's think about this row more generally then. Because now that I think about it, can you even double the 5 if it's not the end? Because if you double the 5 in the middle, and you have 2 low digits on it... Oh wait, that does work. Okay, maybe this is not useful. Hello, Pause. Hello, Nell, and hello, Zed Hunter. Or Z Hunter, if you prefer. Okay, so... Yeah, these things are probably interesting, right? Because the 2, 4 will have to go with one of them. So then doesn't the other one have to be a 3, 6? Because one side of the black dots will have to be... Yeah, that's definitely true. So let's just assume here that this one down here is our tried and true 2, 4, 1, 8, whatever thing. I'm sure everyone in the stream understands that that there are 2 ways to make these 3 black dots work, either 1, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 8. or permutations of that. But there's always a 2, 4 in the middle. And there's always a 2 and a 4 in here. Now, one of these cells is going to be modified, but not both of them. And actually not the middle one now that I'm thinking about it, because the middle one being modified means that this has to be half of this, and this has to be double that. So this one is never modified. Let me just illustrate that a little bit clearer before I move on. So if this one was the modified one, if this one was a 4, yeah, 4, and that was, no, 2, and that was doubled. Oh wait, could you do +1? Oh, you might be able to do +1. +1 on 3? No, that doesn't work either. +1 on... No, I don't think it works, but it's kind of strange to explain. So let's go back to this because I can explain this once I assume it doesn't really matter which one of these two is the real one, but one of them has no modifications on it. Oh wait, I should make it the top one because then I can explain the other thing. Sorry. I'm sure you've already all solved this clearly by now. Okay, so there's definitely a 2, 4 in the real one. So let's just assume this is the real one. It doesn't really matter which one it is. So then this set of 3 will obviously have something that's modified because there isn't enough digits which can be doubled or can be in a 1-to-2 ratio. So my posit is that 1, the middle cell in here can never be the one that is modified. Now let's consider first the doubler case. If this cell is doubled, and let's just say it's 2, because only 2, well actually only 1 or 2 would even work. Well, maybe we'll just make it 1 because that doesn't actually need to be up here, but anyways. 1 being doubled would be 2, which can go next to 1 and 4, but 1 is already there, so you can't use a 1. Basically, you have to use the digit which you are now doubling. Like, it just doesn't work. This is already x, so you can't put x here. So let's consider the case where it's +1. Well, if it's +1, the only thing that is going to work is with a 3, which goes +1 to a 4, because you could put 2 and 8 around it, but 2 and 8 won't work with the 2 in this column. So the middle digit is not modified. I think 1 being 2 would also not work because because 1 is the 1 plus 1 is 2 thing. But it just doesn't work by default. So now this has to be the cell that's modified if this is the case, but if we're in the other realm, then one of these 2 cells need to be modified. But it's not the middle one, that's for sure. Now the other thing that I posit is that this must have a 3 and a 6, because one of these black dots has no modification on it. In this case, it's going to be this one. So this one must have a 3, 6. And you're either going to put a 2 here or a 5 here, because we can't use a doubling thing, because that's going to run into situations where we're either using a 3 or 1.5, neither will work, or so we have to use a +1 case. Now 2 is not going to work because there's a 2 in the column already, so it has to be, as rank says, a 5, which is +1, leading to a 3, which leads to a 6. So one of these is 2, 4, 1, 8, and one of them is 3, 6, and 5. That is very hard to see, but it is indeed true. So one of these is going to be 2, 4, and the other one is going to be 3. And then the other side is going to be, well, this would be a 5, or these would be 5, 6, 1, 2, 4, 8. This would be a 6 in that case, 1, 2, 4, 8. And then these cells need to be from 7, 9, 1, or 8. Well, we definitely can't put 1 on here. So there's going to be a 7, 8, 9 here, and that's always going to include an 8. So there's no 8s in here, and the thing that is going to happen is 1, 2, 4. So there's no 4s at the ends. There's no 2s in the sides. There's no 1 here either, or 8. And that all worked out kind of nicely. Except now I don't know what to do. Please let me know if I need to explain any of that again. Oh, this having an 8 in it means that this can't be +1 anymore. It needs to be doubled because I can't do an 8, 9 and +1 it. So this needs to have a doubler in it. And that doubler could be a lot of things, couldn't it? Well, if it's 7, it goes with a 4. If it's 6, it goes with a 6, which doesn't work. If it's 5, it goes with an 8, which doesn't work. If it's 4, it goes with a 10. And it can't be 9 because that would go with a 0. So it's only 7. What? The only option is 7. That's so weird. That's very cute, but very strange. So 7 is doubled here to give us 14 plus 4. Weird. So there's no 7 in here, which gives us an 8, 9 pair, which means that is a 7, and we have our first digit. Triplers are the future. More diverse parity. Yeah, I think so too. So that's not a 4, and that can't be a 1 then. It doesn't... Well, 2 doesn't work because... Can I have my cat do a digit dance? They might be sleeping, so I'll go check. Oh, they're far too cozy for a digit dance, I think. We can have a I can't think of the word, but like post occasion digit dance if they wake up. I attempted the puzzle. I wanted to be able to set a rainbow with 12 on it. Yeah, Ranks is saying, so this is an even number. Obviously, 18 is an even number. So you have to double a when you're doubling the number to get to 18, because we can't use a +1 anymore. We need to have an even number with it because a number times 2 is even. So we only have the options of 2, 4, and 6 because 8 is already gone. And we can't use 2 because it's too low, and we can't use 6 because it would need another 6. So we have to use 4, 7. And he said that's a much cleaner way to see it. I don't know. It seemed pretty clean to just say there's no 8 in here. There was 4 options, and all of them use either 8 or they're broken. But I don't know. I see things cleanly in a different way, I guess. But what does this do? Well, it gives us a 7 that's doubled, so we can't have any other 7s that are doubled. 8 times 2 plus 2 would work if there was an 8. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely insightful to see how other people think about things. So, does this being... Because this is a range of digits which are very weird on a German whispers line. Because I'm wondering if this has a knock-on effect here. I don't see it. So let's think about let's think. Well, it seems impossible that... Could either of these v's involve... Oh, no, we can't think about this way. We can't actually think, if this involves a modification, then it is wrong. Because if we think like that, then we're going to be challenged with this broken modifier that does nothing. If this was a 5, then it would need to either be a doubler itself, or this would need to be a digit which is a doubler and high. Yeah. So these would all be not doubler, or not modified. But ZetaMath says it could be doubled, ZetaMath. Oh, doubler never... Oh, you're right. Doubler never works with the black dot. Right, so it can't be a 5. That's an easy... Yeah, and the 5 on this doubler thing needs to be the doubler. Right. So this can't be the doubler anymore in this column, because the 5 is the doubler. Frank says that this is probably not a 1. I doubt it too, but because the 6 in this row, where are you going to put the 6? Yeah, that just doesn't work. You just can't use 1. Because if you did, then the 6 has to go next to the 1, but if it goes here, then this digit has no value. And the 6 can't go over here because there's already a 1 over here. That can't be a 1 next to it. So that's definitely not a 1. So if that was... So now this is either 4 or 6, which is getting interesting because on a normal whispers line, a 4 or 6 needs to be next to a 1 or 9. So can we prove that this has to be normal and be a 1 or 9? Well, the not normal cell has to be next to a 5. But this one, oh, could be the not normal cell that is a 5 next to the 4. And that would work, I think. Yeah, the 5 would be broken then. The only way you can do a +1 in the first row is with 9 + 1 equals 10 next to the 5, and that would only work on the edge here. Although we only have one edge that 5 can go on now. Don't know if that's interesting. If you did 1, 6, 5, then this one has no value because this is doubled. If the 5 is next to a high digit that is doubled, it needs to be on the edge. Yeah. In most cases, the 5 needs to be on the edge. Actually, in all cases, except for the case where 5 is the double digit, it needs to be on the end. Oh, wait. Unless 5 is the double digit, it needs to be on the end. So if this is a digit which is doubled or modified in some way, it would need to be a 5. But that does work with 4, 2, 1, which is not what I was looking for actually. But then this would be a low digit, would have to be a 3. 3. That's too many low digits. There's too many low digits now. These all have to be low, including this one. Whack. In column 1, absolutely. The 5 in column 1 is always modified, but the 5 in row 1 could be not modified if it was at the end with a large digit which was modified. But if there is a modified cell in the... if there's a 5 in the middle, it must be the modified digit. Oh. Yeah. Ranks is totally correct. There's a 5 modified in column 1, and the rules state that the digits 1 to 9 are modified once. So the 5 actually can't be modified in row 1, like I was saying. So in fact, the 5 must go at the end, and it must not be modified. And this cell must actually be modified. I'm just going to color that blue. These are all high digits, and these are all low digits. And that one can only be 4. So we get all of that. And this one is a +1 cell. So I'm going to color that or maybe I'll put a purple circle around it to say it is +1. And a blue square means I haven't determined what the modification is, and maybe, I don't know, yellow circle means that it's doubled. I don't know. That is some very nice setting. I feel like an absolute numpty for missing that. Thank you, Ranks. So there's no modified cells in any of these. Be interesting to get that there needs to be a modified cell on here. That would be really interesting. Oh, and there's no modified cells in these. Okay, there's no 4s in these because there's a 4 in the row. There's no 1 or 2 here because there's 1 or 2 in the box. So that's a 3. These are not modified, so they can't be 6 or 7. They need to be 8 or 9. These are not 3s. These are obviously not 8 or 9s. And if this one was a 6, it would be broken because it would be an extra 2. So this is a 6. This is a 7. This can't be +1. So it must be doubled. So this could be either 1. Oh, but this needs to be a 9, of course, because it's next to a 4. What am I doing? Now this cell, well, where does 7 go in this box? 7 either goes here or it goes here because there's a 7 looking at here. But could a 7 go there? No, it cannot. Oh, maybe it can. Crap, it totally can. I forgot about 6 existing here. You could add 1 to a 6. It is a palindrome line. I was saying this is not even, and 14 won't work, so we need, and 8 doesn't work. 6 could work. Yeah, you could put a 6 here. Oh wait, you can't put a 6 there, because there's a 6. Oh, this setting is so nice. This setting is so nice. There's a 6. We just modified a 6. So this is not a 7, and this is a 7. That's very, very cute. So then, oh, and now Ranks points out that now we've proven that this is not 1, 2, 3 because this cell is a 1 or 2. So this cell is modified. It is the blue one because we don't know what it does. We're pretty sure, I'm pretty sure it's doubled, but I don't know. Could be. So this doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3 anymore. And this is definitely a 7. I think this could be modified. Oh, there's already a modified 7 in the 18 cage, right. I just need like a list of things somewhere that are modified so I can stop forgetting things are modified. So now this is the modified cell and this is the not modified cell. So what are the options here? There's 8, there's 6 and 5. So if this is the modified cell, it can't be 5 or 6. So it's 8. This is really, really nice at this point. It's like flowing so nicely. So this is 1, 2, 9, and what's the last digit? 8. So this can't be 8 or 9. Okay, but this 8. Oh wait, how are we gonna modify 8? Well, we can't double it because I can't put 16 into this cell. So what are we gonna do? We have to add 1 to it so that this cell can be a 9. Because we can't reduce this in any way, and it can't stay the same, otherwise this is gonna be 8. So this is, we know that is added 1, so it's pink circle. I need like a legend. A legend for, it can't be 5 or 6 because 5 and 6 have already been modified. This logic just keeps coming up over and over and over again. Oh, didn't I just say it would be really cool if one of these had to be modified? Well, now they are. Now they are modified. So let's think about, could this be a +1? If this was a +1, then we would still need to have very low digits here. We would need to do, we'd need to use all the low digits here because of this one. So this would have to be 4, 3, 2, exactly. But one of these is modified. So that wouldn't work, because if this was +1, this would have to be 4, 3, 2, but one of these two is modified, and that neither of them can be modified. Oh, but they can be modified. They can be modified if it's the broken modifier. We have this thing here now where these are actually 2, 6, and 8. So this is actually 1. This is actually 9. And we get all that stuff. What about here? We're going to need 2, 3, and 5. That's definitely not a 2. So over here we need 3, 7, and 5. And on this palindrome, or this renband, we need a 4 because we need one digit which is doubled or added, modified in some way to be the other even digit on this renband, and the real even digit is the 4. The broken modifier is cruel. Yeah, the bulb can't be 1, but if this was 8, 6, 5, 4, we could even have a 4 here. So I don't think this not being 1 is super important. If it, see, I want to say that this is doubled, but I don't know for sure because this could be an unmodified, and this could be 4, 3, 2. Oh wait, we've somehow ruled this out. Oh, because of this. So then this means that that is red, and this is the modified cell, and that is a doubled 7. So we have 3 doubled. If we can prove that this is doubled, then we have all the doubled. Yeah, doubled. It's a safe Goodliff? It's not doubled though. We don't know if it's doubled. It could still be 4, 3, 2 with one of these being unmodified, because there's one modifier ranks that's broken, so it leaves the digit unchanged. So we could have an unmodified digit here, and this be a 5, and everything would be good. I could still Goodliff it? Okay, I guess. I guess I could still Goodliff it. So if this was 8, the maximum this could be is 6, 5, 4, so then we can fill in the middle bits of it. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Okay. Yeah, I was assuming he meant that it was wrong in that case, but you're right. He just meant that I could write these candidates in. I'm not sure what they do, but maybe it'll be helpful later. Oh wait, there is a 4 on here. Oh wait, there already is a 4 on here. I was going to say, well, this 4 pushes a 4 over here, but there already is a 4 in here. Do we know that one of these is the unmodified? If this is +1, that's still fine, isn't it? Because if this is doubled, it's 8, 7, 5, 4. That's fine, yeah. So what about this line? So we definitely need a 4 on it, but we can't use 8, 7, 5, or 6. Or 4 as the doubled cell. Oh, actually, we only want a double even cell, so it's only really 5 and 7 that we care about. Oh, and 5 and 7 don't really want to be doubled anyway. So it's probably either 1 or 3, which is doubled. Oh, 4, 5, and 6 can't be modified. You're right, Ranks. Sorry. This point just keeps going back. It's great. So these are unmodified. This is definitely the modified one. Yeah, we could just add 1 to this, and it would be fine. Yeah. Yes, I am laughing at I'm laughing at it too. I'm enjoying it as well. So that bulb isn't 4? Oh, because it can't be modified, right. I just keep forgetting because it can be unmodified, but it can't repeat within the modified cells. It's just, yeah. There's some weirdness going on in my brain. Okay. So now we know that these are all real, as in not modified. So what do we have to modify left? We only have a 9, a 1, and then 1 of 2 and 3. But there's no way that this is a 6, right? No, it can't be a 6. It can't be double 3. So this is... Oh, no, wait. Oh, it can't be double 3 and it can't be regular 3. I don't know why I said it had to be regular 3. It is a 9 because it can't be double 3, it can't be double 2, it can't be double 1. And oh wait, no wait. It could be 8. Because I'm ruling out 7, but I don't see an 8, and then it's not a modified cell already. So it could be 8 or it could be 9. 8. 8 means that we have to keep these down to 7 or 6. 6 won't work because of this cell. 7. Oh, we can't double the 8, so just ignore that. 7 would be 1, 2, 4, and then we'd have to do a 1 here. Trying to like think, would that be 3? Okay, this is too much work. It's an 8 or 9. The pencil mark said that the result has to be... Oh, sorry, I missed your first part. A 3 + 1 mod would have worked in row 3. No, it wouldn't have worked SPQ, because if you did 3 here, then you'd have to go, even if this is +1, this can be only 2 or 1 now, because 3 is gone. And you can't go 2, 1, because, yeah. Does that make sense? Sorry, I did that a bit fast. Like without saying it at all, or really considering it. 3 times 2? Ooh. Well, 3 times 2 is actually really interesting, because 3 times 2 would need the doubler. But then this would not have the doubler because we already have 3 doubled cells. Oh wait, this is not doubled. Wait a second. Something's wrong. This is not doubled. This is +1. So this one is the doubled one. Is that yellow? Is that orange or yellow? I'm just gonna make it yellow. Okay, wait, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so I'm wrong, because I had the wrong color scheme going on over here. I said I needed a legend, and I really do need a legend. So if this is 3 times 2, then this could be 4 times 2, because we only have 2 doublers. Yeah, you're totally right, actually, SPQ. So let me go back to where I didn't fill that in. And let me put a 3 in here. I think that's the only pencil mark we have to add because 3 times 2 is 6, and that's the maximum here. So then we definitely need to change this to be the correct one. Yeah. I think it's not quite there yet. It could be double 3, 5, 4, for example. Is this still 8 or 9? Yeah, that's still 8 or 9 because adding a doubler to here doesn't change the fact that this is maximum or minimum 8. Watch it be 18, yeah. So what about here? What digit can we use here? We can't use 5 or 7, so we either need to use a 1 or a 3 that's doubled. If we double the 3, we'll be doing 6. If we double the 3, I have to do this. Sorry, this. Because we can't go down, because we're going to hit the 3. And we can't use 3 for 3 and 6. The 4 is a very much troll. In row 6. Oh, I placed that 4, sorry, yeah. Yes, this was a real before, yes. So either these are doubled 3, 5, 7, or it's doubled 1, 3, 5. So it always has a 3 and a 5 on it. So this is not 3 or 5, and it is 2. So that's not a 2. What about these cells? Those are 1, 4, and 6. If you have a 7 here, you can do 7, 5, 3 with the 3 doubled. We can't actually use, oh wait, we can use a +1 if we're using the 1 as a 2, it can work either way. So this one definitely has a 9 in it, but it either has a 1 or a 7. So, oh wait, it can't have a 7 because there's a 7 in the row. So it does have a 1, and we're going to have to use the 7 down here because there's definitely no 7 in the other places in the box. So it is 3, 5, 7, and the 3 is the doubled one. And it is doubled because we can't just add 1 to 3. And we can't use a 5 for the 6 because then we can't connect. Oh, now we can't double 3. Oh, this puzzle is so good. So this can't be a 3. Because if it was, then it would have to be doubled. So now this can't be modified. This one has to be modified. These can't be modified. We're back to where we were. And now this can't be a 4 or a 3 because this is the modified 3. So now this is a 2. So that's a 1 and that's a 2. Now in here, we can actually fill in these cells as 1, 8, and 9. 1, 8, and 9. Oh god, we can't rule out 8 and 9. Oh, you can with the column. I was gonna say we can't rule out 8 and 9 here because this could be doubled and then these could add to 8 or 9. But it sees 8 and 9 in the column, thank god. So then you can't do that. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm very aware. So now in this column, we have an 8, 9 pair. I'm trying to think, can we place a 2? Not quite, but the 7 needs to go down here for sure. No worries, no worries. I'm laughing. Do we know what mod the 4 is? I don't know. So this is doubled, this is doubled, this is doubled. We have 3 doubled. if this was a 3, like if it was +1, this could still go like 4, 5, and then this could be doubled. But could this be, if this was 5, we could do 4, 3, 2, and this would be the unmodified one, which is really annoying. I don't want, oh, we can't do 8 here anymore, because 8 here would require this to be a 2, 4. And it can't be a 2, 4. So this is a 9 for sure. That's not a 9. It's a +1. I hadn't even considered the doubling. If it's doubled, oh, that's a 9. That resolves the 8 and the 9. There's definitely a 4 in here, so there's definitely a 4 down here. No. Arrow sum to a 2-digit number now. Does it really? So these minimum are 4 plus 3 plus 1. Oh yeah, you're right. This can't be a 1. If this was 2, 1, 3, 4, that would be 10. So this is definitely modified. Although it's annoyingly 10, so we don't know if it's doubled or not. Really annoying. We don't know if it's doubled. It could be 10 with 3, 4 here and a 2 here. Yeah, Zeta Math, I've thought that a couple times, but haven't managed to say it out loud. Geez, can be 10. Is there something about the 5s that means it can't be 10? No, I don't think so. It's ridiculous. So in here we need 6, 2, and then the other 3, 5. So this can't be a 2. So what can this be? Let's think about what if it can be 18. Why was... Oh, because this can't be 8. Because if it was 8, it can't be modified, because we already have a modified 8. And if it was a non-modified 8, we would need these two cells and this cell to sum to 7, because we already have a 1 here, and they just can't sum to 7. Oh yeah, that's how I did it, but I guess the other way would be this needs to be at least 10 because it's minimum 10. Yeah, true. Easier ways, right? So I guess 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no 4. Eight and 9 down here. That's not a 5. Box 9 has a modified 1. Oh, right, because we already have the 2. So there's a modified 1 in here. That has to be the unmodified. If it's modified, then how do we make these two 5s work? It doesn't work, because if we modify the 1 to be, say, a 2, then it would have to go with the 3, and the 3 would have to go, and then the 2 would have no partner. So the 1 is modified, but also unmodified. I think these are definitely 1, 2, 3, 4. We didn't put it in before, but it's definitely true. And the 1 has to be modified, so it has to be that cell. So this is a 2, 3. Definitely got rid of some wrong candidates there, but whatever. And this is the modified cell, so this is the modified cell. We know that is doubled. What is the doubling color? It's yellow? Okay. We know this is the unmodified one, so we'll make that one green for functioning. Now we have 3 doubled. We know that this is unmodified, so this is modified. If this was a 4, we couldn't put a 4 up here. So this one is not doubled, it is pink for +1. So this represents a 3, so this can't be 3. This can't be 4, so this is a 4. Now this one... Now this is minimum 5, so this one can't be a +1 anymore. It needs to be doubled. So that is the yellow color, which, oh, that's definitely not yellow. That's orange. So this is yellow. And we know that the 9 is the last one, which has to be blue, because it is blue? Pink, because it is the last malfunctioning thing, and that means that it's modified by +1. So it does add to 10, which is the minimum we have, so it goes in like this. Exactly like that. Those two see 4s, so that is a 4. That one sees a 1, so that's a 6. Do we know that the modified digit is in box 9? It could just be an unmodified digit in the corner, couldn't it? But we didn't need a modified digit on the 5s. It doesn't need to be on a clue. I don't think we knew that from the start. Yeah. If we knew that the modified digit in box 9 was a 1, 2, 3, or 4, we would know that it had to be unmodified. But we didn't know that. I guess we knew when we got this 9 that it was that, but we didn't get that 9 that long ago. So that's good. This is definitely a 3 because that's the one that has to be modified. This can't be a 2. This one can't be a 6. This one can't be a 1, so that's a 9. I'm guessing it's just Sudoku from here. This is a 3, so that's a 2, 3. That sees a 2, so that's not a 2. That is a 2. Where are we going now? We are going to see the world. No, these are not 3s, so that is a 3 because of these 3s pointing. This 3 gives us a 5 over here, a 7 there, a 3 here. This is not a 2 because there's a 2 in the box. This is a 3, 5, 6 triple, which means that down here we have to have 1, 8, and 2, which are placed mostly. Well, at least the 1 is placed because of these ones. This can't be a 2, so that's an 8. Thought that was going to do more. These two cells need to be 5 and 6. And that's not resolved. I don't know why I was so excited about it. I thought they were resolved, but they're not. Okay, so what about these two cells? These need to be 7, 5, and 6. That one can only be 5 or 7. Yeah, seriously, really awesome puzzle, and nasty. Like, I'm glad you sent this to me. So fun. So over here, these 3 cells are 5, 6, 3 triple. Well, more like a pair. So that's a 3. So then these 3 cells are, I can't believe I noticed that without noticing 3. That's 8, 9, and 4, I think? Yeah. So now 4s can't go in either of those cells, so that's a 4. That cell sees a 9, so that's an 8. That's a 6 now, because it sees the 8 above it. 8, 6 now sees the 5, so I should have been excited about that, but it wasn't resolved before. So that's a 5, that's a 6, that's a 5, that's a 6, and we put all these numbers in. This is a 5, 7 pair, which isn't quite resolved, but I'm going to clean it up just to feel good about myself. Now in here, we're probably going to get these cells. They're 1. We need a 3 in there, which is seen by that cell, and a 7. Now down here, we need 7s and 8s. Okay, please resolve. We're going to need 9s. Okay. And 6s. Oh, whew. That's the last thing to resolve it. Is there really a 5 in column 8? There really is a 5. Whenever it's circled, I just cannot see it for the life of me. So that's 5, that's 7. This also sees this cell. There's always 2 ways to resolve it when this sort of thing happens. Otherwise, oh, whoopsie. Otherwise, you would run into deadlies, of course. Do you not like the Sven scanning feature? What is that? Is that a real feature or just... Oh, that was a really awesome puzzle, but quite difficult. New feature in the settings. I did go on vacation when he updated like a million things. Oh, this one? Show scene cells? Check pencil marks. What the heck does that mean? Let's just turn on all these things and then see if we like it. Oh, dark mode. Keypad flipped. Don't like that. Okay, we'll just turn on all these things and then see if we like them. Oh, we definitely have... Oh. Oh, it turns the pencil marks if they're seen? So, like, if we... Oh, I hate that. I actually don't like that at all. Uh... Ooh. Row and column labels. I saw this on Zeta's stream, but then, I thought that it, I thought you put it in, like, post. Yeah, I don't really like the turning them different colors thing. I think that would kind of bug me. Does chat like it? I don't know. I don't really like it. Okay, let's go to... Should we go to break? I think I'll go for another one. Oh, whoopsie. There we go. Which puzzle next? 1, 2, or the infamous 3? It's a 3 out of 5? Okay, well, we're gonna have, I guess, harder selections. I'll put that in for the education of the people. Yeah, Niverio, you can't vote not to be biased. You have to choose yourself. Of course, choosing yourself is completely conceited, and you shouldn't do it. So in the choices, we have Jera by the T-Rex, and it's a Renban ratio dots puzzle. It's just sort of a regular variant Sudoku. In the second slot, we have Niverio's numbered walls. So I think I completely forget the rules now. There's something about edges and then the relationships between... Oh, right. So the first, it's kind of like numbered rooms, but instead of numbered rooms, it's numbered edges. So if the first cell is like 5, then the 5th edge has the relationship shown outside the grid. How many votes do we have in? We have 13 votes and 12 viewers. So someone came and voted and left. I'm guessing that's Niverio on his alternate account. Oh, he just joined with another alt account and voted again. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Okay, so puzzle number 1 has all the votes. Well, not all of them, but disclaimer, Niverio doesn't have an alternate account. I was totally joking. Okay, so we have Jera, the T-Rex now. If I can get this to show up again. There we go. Oh, and chat seems to be in a weird bit. There we go. Vote early and often. Okay. I think that is displaying right. Okay, good. Perfect. Going to restart my time so I can actually see my time, and we'll just get going. I mean, these purplish lines, which seem like a darker purple than I'm used to for some reason. I don't know why, it's just this puzzle. I think every other puzzle, I think they're just normal, but this puzzle in particular, the lines seem a little bit darker. It's probably because of the black dots. So these purple lines are Renban lines, which means they are consecutive, but in any order. So it says that, and there are no repeats. So 1, 5, 3, 4, 2, and 1 would be a valid fill because those are consecutive numbers, 5 consecutive numbers, but in any order. Now those don't satisfy the black dots. The black dots must have a ratio of 1 to 2. So I could put 1 and a 2 in, that's the simplest example, or a 2 and a 4 in, or a 4 and an 8 in, or a 3 and a 6 in. And that's all the possibilities, actually. And there's no negative constraint. So if I had a 2 here, there would be no problem. I wouldn't need a black dot there. I hope there's no Fismafell ring stuff here. It's 3 to 5. So there are these black dots in the grid, so we should use them. Now, this string of things is similar to that string of things in the other thing. Is similar to the other puzzle, modifier mystery, where these things have 3 in a row, and I said that if they're normal, they have to have a 2 and a 4, because you're either going to go 1, 2, 4, or you're going to go 2, 4, 8, or the reverse of those. So there's definitely a 2 and a 4 in here, and the middle digit is always 2 and 4. And Rank says this one is very suspicious. I didn't want to start with that, but yeah, I guess Fismafell ring, some people consider that 3 out of 5. I don't really think you should put that in a 3 out of 5 puzzle. But that's that. Sorry, 1 second. Right, the numbers that are consecutive and in a 1 to 2 ratio are obviously 1 and 2. I think most people know that off the top of their head. This is those numbers. This can't be a 4 because this can't be a 1. 1, 2, or sorry, 4, 2, 1 would be the only way this could be a 1. So we can fill those things in. So that can't be a 4, so there's 4s in one of these two cells, so there can't be 4s in here. And these ones need a 3, 6 because we don't have a 1, we don't have a 2 with them. So there's going to be one of these that's going to be 4, 8, and one of them is going to be 3, 6. Now 4, 8 would require these to be the digits between 4 and 8, 5, 6, and 7, but there's a black dot up here. So how do we put 5, 6, and 7 on a black dot together? Well, the answer is, you don't. So this is not 4, 8. This is 3, 6. So these 3 digits will have to be 4, 5, and either 2 or 7. But these two obviously have to be 2 and 4 because 5 and 7 will not work. So this one will have to be the 5 on that line, and this can't be 3, 6 because of the 3, 6 in the box. These are 7 and 9, and 9 in box 5 is... 9 in box 5 is in row 4. So these are not 9s, these are not 9s. This 9 looks up here, and this one can't be 9, otherwise this will be 18, and there's no modifiers in this puzzle, so that is a 9. Because there's no 9s anywhere else in that box. There's no 7 in this part of this box because of the 7 in box 5. There's no 7 in here, and there's definitely no 7 in there, so that's a 7. Oh, I'm fine with help from chat ranks. Totally fine with it. We mentioned that there's a 4 in one of these two cells, but didn't use the fact that that means that this is an 8 and that's a 4. So that's definitely not an 8. So that is definitely not a 2, because this is a 2, 4 pair, which gives us a 1 here, which gives us a 2 here. It means these two cells are 3, 6, and 5. Well, 5 is definitely not going there because that would be a 10 or a 2.5, and neither of those work, so that's a 3, 6, and that's a 5. So this is also a 3, 6 because 3 and 6 only go with each other. Now, the bottom... the bottom Renban can't have a 9 because 9 sees every cell along it. So it's missing 9 plus either 7, or sorry, 1 or 8 because it is a 7 cell long thing. And I was just looking, 7 is kind of restricted on as well, but not that restricted on it. But that affects row 7, column 4, 6, these two cells. Oh, these two. Those two see a great bit of the line. All of those cells are seen. So I'm not following. Let's just look at these cells. 1, 7, 8. And this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cell Renban, so we need all 9 digits on it. Can we pinpoint? Well, the 3 is either in one of those two cells. Okay, I wasn't sure if there were more than that. He says they're either 1 or 8 or the digits over here or here. But I think these two digits, well, they can't be 2 or 4, but they could even be 3 or 6 because this one sees that one, but this one could be 3 or 6. So we only get 9, 2, 4. Yeah, that's it. So 1, 3, 5, 6. Oh, 7 can't be in there. 8, and 8 can't go in there, and 1 can't go in there. So they're a little bit limited. And there's 1 of 1 and 8 down here, so one of these will be there. That's for sure. Can't be 5. Oh, because there's a 5 in this row. Duh. Sorry. So they're either 3 or 6. Oh, and the 3, 6 can't go over here. So this is 3 or 6. Because at least one of these has to go in here, because one of these will be a 1 or 8. So this can't be 8 and 1, because that would mean this is double 7. So one of these is either 3 or 6, and that 3 or 6 will have to go on this line, and that 3 or 6 will have to go in one of these two cells, but it can't go there, so it must go there. Very complicated. There's no 3, 6 over here, so that's so there was a little bit of an easier way to get this 3, 6 by just noticing that there's a 3, 6 pair here, which says that these two cells are a 3, 6 pair. Or just where do 3 and 6 go in this row? And then 1 and 8 go over here, I guess. So none of these cells can be 1 or 8, because if I put a 1 on this thing, then there's no 8 on it. So this can't be 1 or 8, is what I'm saying. So that's a 7. So now we have a 1, 8 pair on this Renban, which means that these cells need to be the other ones. Where does 9 go in here? I guess it is 3 spots. Well, we need... Oh, wait, 2, 4 is kind of restricted on there. It can't be in that box, so one of these two cells needs to be the 2, 4. So this cell can't have 2... This dot can't have 2 or 4 or 1. So it needs to be a 3, 6. Which means this cell can't be the 3, 6. And these two cells can't be 3, and that cell can't be 3, and nowhere else on the line can be 3, so that's a 3, and that's a 6. So that's a 6, and that's a 3. Maybe, yeah, I think we're supposed to do this the other way around, because it is a 3 out of 5 puzzle. So it should, that seems a little bit complicated for a 3 out of 5. Well, maybe not. It's a little bit. Not too. Okay, so then these cells need to be from 9. Oh, where does the 6 go? The 6 definitely goes in here. And then we also need a 9. We need a 2, 4. We need... Don't need a 5. We need a... Not a 1, 8. We need a 7. That's the other digit. I just couldn't pinpoint what that digit was. These can't be 2 or 4. They can definitely be 6. I don't know why I didn't pencil mark 6. So then one of these is 2, 4. And well, actually we can mark that these two are the same digit, because we know that this one on here is the other one, which will see this one obviously, so then these have to be the same. So these have to be the same. I don't know how helpful that is. See you later. These can't have 2, 4, 3, 6. So they can't have a 5 on them then. They could be 8, 9. Could be 7, 8. I think that's it, right? 7, 8, 9, right? And this can't be a 7 or a 9, so that's an 8. So that's either a 7 or a 9. And that pairs up with the 7, 9 that's in here. So then these two cells need to be 1 and 5. So this cell is an 8. That's a very cute deduction. So then we get these in like that. We can use our coloring to do that, which we didn't need to do ever. It's 8 and what? And 5. So then these are 4 and 2. 4 and 2. Oh, nice. Okay. Good to know. There's a 3, 6 pair here. Oh, there's a 6 in this column. So this is this 3. Just look. Look at the puzzle. This is obviously a 6 in one of these two. There's a 3 down here. These are a 7, 9, and a 3. So let's look at this line, because we can't have a 3 on it, so that's definitely not a 3. We can't have another 1, 8, so we need a 2, we need a 4, we need a 5, and we need a 6. Can't have a 6 here, we can't have a 2 there. Can't have a 4 there. Okay. Column 3, column 7, X-wing on 3s. Yes, you're totally right. There's an X-wing on 3s here, so there's a 3 in one of these two cells. That's a Joby wing, yeah. So in this row, where do the 3s go? They have to be in those two cells, which is a Joby wing, or whatever. Oh, why did I not use this 8 to fill in that this is a 1? Losing it. So that's a 1. These can't both be 3, 6, because if they were both 3, 6, then there would be nowhere for 6 to go on here. So, well, one of these 3 has a 6 in it, so there's no 6 in here, which means this is a 3, and this is an 8, which means that that's a 3. So 7, 9 pair sees the 6 here. That's not a 6. 6 in column 7. Doesn't know 2 places. Column 6, you mean? Row 3, column 7 is not a 9, because there's a 9 looking at it. You're right. No worries, Mathpesto. We got it anyways. So this is a 7-9 pair. So this is 1, 2, or 5, and it can't be a 1, so it's a 2, 5. That's a 1. That's a 5. Or we could just use the 1 in this box. That would probably be easier. That's not a 5 because it's a 2, 5 pair. This is a 4, 6 now. So this, one of these is the 2, 5, one of these is the 4, 6. There's a 6 in the bottom row, so we should just use Sudoku and fill in these digits. Okay. Stop trying to be fancy. Okay, so this is not a 6 anymore. And I just said there's only 2 places for 6 in column 7. Mathpesto is not only a good Sudoku setter and solver, he is also a oracle. He can see the future and saw that this 6 would be placed in a matter of moments. Okay, so what do we do from there? We can look at these two cells and say they're 2, 4, or something 1. Is 1 placed? Yes, it is. It's placed there because of this one. So that's 2, 4. 7, 9 pair on the top Ren band. Isn't there just a triple? Or am I missing something? I think it's just a triple. Yeah, you don't want to give it away. You need to be like a little bit covert about your abilities, you know? Oh, ones here and here. See this box. This one sees that cell, so that's a 1. That's a 3, that's a 3, that's not a 3. 1 in box 7, and then in box 9. Box 9, it should be placed right there. So that's an 8, that's a 1. And that's all the 8s. No, it isn't at all. That's an 8. That's an 8. That's an 8. That's an 8. That's a 5. That's not a 5. What goes over here? 2, 4, 5, and 7. I was hoping the 7 would be placed. Oh, well, this 7 places a 7 there. That's got to be a 2, 5. That 7 resolves that this is a 9, which resolves this is a 2, 7, 9, 7 by the Brenban. That's a 7, that's a 9. So this 7 puts a 7 right here, which does resolve that that's a 7. Now this has to be a 4 or 5. This is 2, 4, 5, 9, so that's a 9. And that is 2 or 5, so this better be 2 or 5. Why did I say that? Oh no, it's actually just a 5. So that's resolved, that's resolved, that's resolved. That is a 2, that's a 5, that's a 2, that's a 5, that's a 4, that's a 2, that's a 4. This is a 5. These need to be the infamous 2 and 4, so that's 2 and 4. As we just said, that's 4. And this one is the not so infamous 9 that I forgot to put in a while ago. Well, that was a fun puzzle. I think some of those steps were quite approachable. No problem. I keep trying to say T-Rexis. The T-Rex. It should be more natural to say the T-Rex than T-Rexis. Like, what even is that? Okay. Yeah, T would probably be better. I mean, I could just call you by your name. Some things, they just don't work. Like my brain. Okay, puzzle pick again. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean, SPQ. I always thought it was tier X. So we have that numbered walls, which is like numbered rooms for the clues. We have the vault construction by Kagisho, which is which is oh, what is vault again? Vault is like next to the cage. You can't have numbers like higher than the values in the cage or something like that. I can't even remember what vault is. But then we have trip communication by Quinlux, which is a 2 out of 5 classic Sudoku. And it's by Quinlux, so it's probably great. Numbers adjacent to the cage do not appear in the cage, but digits can repeat in cages. Right. Why on earth did they use cages? It's so confusing. It has nothing to do with Killer Sudoku. But I guess maybe the only other option is sort of shading, and you want to like sort of shade thing. Yeah, okay. I understand why these cages. It's an easy way to sort of delineate that there are cells which belong to groups which could be different from other groups that are next to them. These things are hard to talk about. Okay, we have quick maths. We have 1 vote for vault construction. We have, I think, 2 votes for the classic and 6 votes for numbered walls. So it looks like numbered walls is the winner. That's just Niverio on his alternate accounts. I'm sorry, I'm just joking again. Could be. You don't know. Yeah, 6 alts, yeah. Okay, let me bring up numbered walls here. I was about to say, do you not have a CTC link? Okay, we have numbered walls up. Yeah, obviously you voted with the 6 alts. And as I said, I'll bring up the example. Let me see if that displays. Yeah, it displays fine. So if this cell is, or if this clue was outside the grid, and there's no clue down here that's black dot, but if this clue was the 4, then as it says in the example, you go to the first border, second border, third border, fourth border. So we go here, 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 and then here. And at this border right here, we would say, oh, that is a black crop key dot relationship between this cell and this cell. So this could be a 1, 2, for example. Okay, so, and that's the same for x's, which are relationships which add to 10, v's, which add to 5, and white dots, which are consecutive. But it says there are no negative constraints of any kind. And what are these question marks? So the question marks, the heck are these question marks? Oh, it says up here. A question mark can be any clue of the 4 types. Okay, so it needs to be one of the 4 types. So it could be black dot, it could be a white dot, it could be an X, or it could be a V. But we don't know what it is because Niverio didn't want us to know for some reason. I don't know why. Just tell us, come on. Okay, so let's look at this because why do we have an 8 is my first question. Why an 8? An 8 in the 7th column, first row. No clue. It's preventing all of these cells from being 8. Or that one, or that one, or that one. No negative constraints at all. So these seem like they're probably the most constrained because these need to be 2 cells which are from 1 to 4. Now these 2 V's in the same column as each other, those are very suspicious. Unless they refer to the exact same one. In which case that is incredibly rude. Like for example, excuse me, if this was a 3 and this was a 7, we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. If this was a 6 and this was a 3, then this would be the border, and then we would know that this was a 1, 4. But what would be easier, or what would be better, if these didn't refer to the same thing, which would mean that they had to be something like 5 and 7, where there's like a 2, 3 here, and a, where's the 5th? This one's the 5th, I think. A 1, 4. So we'd need all the low digits to do that, which means that neither of these indexing digits could be low unless it was like a 1 with a 4 or something. That would actually work. Okay, maybe it's not as easy as I thought. 9 in column 1. Nine in column 1. Well, 9 on a clued cell means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, I'm pretty sure that you can't go off the edge of the grid. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't go off the edge of the grid. Oh, therefore 9 cannot appear on the indexing clue. Okay, so there can be no 9 in any of these cells. And 9 is not equal to 8, so this is a 9. Very well spotted. Mehdi? What about 9 in this row? That is 3 spots. 9 in this column has 3 spots, and 9 in this row has 4 spots. Okay. How do we get started then? Because that 9 did absolutely nothing. If opposites sum to 8, they refer to the same border. Yes. Wait. 8? Are you sure? I think it's 9. If I do 3 and 6, 6 refers to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this one. And 3 refers to 1, 2, 3. So it is 9. They add to 9, not 8. So these can't add to 9, because that would imply that 5 and 10 are the same sum. But there's a lot of other things they could add to. Although this one now cannot refer to this border or this border or this border or this border. So it can't refer to, so let me just put in red for can't refer to this border. These cannot refer to those borders. So what borders can it refer to? Well, it can refer to the first border, this one, or the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th border, or the 7th border, but not the 8th border, and not the 9th border for sure. What about this one? This could refer to the first. It can't refer to the second because, oh, it could, actually. Yeah, it could actually. It could. The third, it probably could, but it can't refer to the eighth. So one of these three is definitely a 5 sum. If this was a 3, row. Oh, you're right. Carl has a brilliant point. So in this row, oh, you're right in 2 occasions, Carl. I just noticed another occasion in which you are totally right that we should be looking at the rows. Because in this case, in row 9, if I put a 1 here, well, this could be a 4. That would add to 5, but that would mean that I would have to put a 9 here because this says that the first border adds to 9. But this 9 here says that this cell and the cell that doesn't exist above it have to have some relationship with each other, and that's not the case. So this cannot be a 1. And this can't be a 1 for the same reason. Well, not the same reason, but a very similar reason. If this is a 1, it says that this sums to 5, so that has to be a 4. But also, in the row, this sums to 5, so that has to be a 4. And we would get 2 4s in the row. In the box, sorry. So this is a 2 or 3, which refers to this or this. And neither of those overlap with the 2 3. So this is a 1 4 pair, which goes in somewhere there. And this actually cannot refer to this 2 3 at all. So it must refer to the exact same border. Oh, the 2 does the exact same thing? I think the 2... Oh, no, you're totally right. The 2 would mean that... That's funny. The 2 would mean that these cells would have to be from 1 and 4. Now, I'm pretty sure that 4 cells cannot be from 2 digits, so that would not work. So this is a 3, and this is a 1 or 4, and somehow, by sheer luck, the first example that I went with turned out to be correct. This was the first example I put in, just by accident. Okay. Oh, this can't be a 1, because if this was a 1, this x says that this has to be a 9, and there's already a 9 here. So that's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 4. Now that means that these 2 cells have to add to 10. So let's just, let's green this border. Or maybe we'll do that. Yeah, I like that. We can do that, we can do that. Or maybe we should color code these. So this means consecutive. Oh my word. This means V. This means 10. This is also V, therefore. So this is a 4, 1. This 1 says that this has to be a 9. Green is 10. Okay. We're off to a good start. We're off to a pretty good start. Now this one says that the 6th border, which is here, has to add to 10. Oh, that's a good point. So let's look at this row, this column. 2, 5, and 7. The 2 can't go there. Now, if this was a 2, then this would have to be a V clue, which would have to add to either have to be 1, 5 or 1, 4, but it can't be 1, 4 because there's a 4 in here, or a 2, 3, but it can't be 2, 3 because there's a 2 in here. So that's not a 2. So this is a 2, and these 2 have some relationship. We'll make that gray. Actually, we'll make it blue so that we can make the black one gray. So these have some relationship with each other. It's a very secretive relationship. Now, this one either refers to this border or this border. And those could be either 1, 4, or 2, 3. This one refers to either this border or this border. Now there is a 1 in here. We could do 1, 2. That would work. What is this going to be? This could be an 8, which would put a 7 here. Could be a 7, which would put a 6 here. Can't be a 6 itself, because this adds to 5. So it can be 7 or 8. It could be a... It can't be a 5, because that would mean that this has to be a 9. Could be... It can't be a 4, because there's a 4 in the row. Could it be a 2, though? No, because the 2 would need this to be 2, 8. Because 1, 4, and 3 are already gone. So that can't be a 2. So either this one is a 7, and this is the border, or this is a 6, and this is the border. Huh. So this is 7 or 8 for this one, too. So there's also a 5 clue down here. 9 in box 1 is placed. Thank you, SPQ. So then in here we need 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't claim to be the best solver. People seem to think I am a good solver, but I don't claim to be the best solver. And in row 1, oh, it can't go here, of course. So that's a 9. Where does 9 go in row 1? It can't go in any of those cells. It can't go there. And it can't go under a clue. So it's there. Now let's look at 9 in this row as well, because that's probably interesting. Can't go there. Can't go there, can't go there. So it's on the clue. So this is a 1 and this is a 9. Because there is a 9 up here as well. So there's no 9 in here. No 9 here. Or here. Or here. So there's a 9 in one of these two cells. Now, if that was a 9, this can't be an 8, and it can't add to 5, and it can't be doubled. So this would need to be a 1. If this was a 9, this would have to be a 1. I'm not sure about that. What about 9? Can't be 9s there, or there, or there, or there. Because this 9 would put a 1 there. So I think this 9 is placed here. In here, the 9 could go in either of those two places. Over here, the 9 can't go there, so it's in one of these 3. We're off to a good start, like Niverio says, but I feel like we're a bit slow. We need to speed it up just a little bit, I think. Okay, so these are all question mark clues. This one we already looked at, sort of. Yeah, it's your debut, your debut, debut. Oh my word, I think that's how I say it in my head. Debut on the channel. So. Yay. It's a good puzzle so far. So far. You're not clear yet. Good puzzle so far. Okay, so where can this one? This could be a 1, I guess. Oh no, it can't be a 1, because this would have to be, oh, it sees a 1. Row 8, column 9. Hey, that's the one I'm looking at. Is 1, 3, or 4 by column clue. Oh, you're right. Oh, there can't be a 1, 4 here now. Because this says that there's a V in this column, in one of these 3 cells, well, either on this border or this border, and there can't be a 1. So it is a 2, 3, and the 2 can't go in the middle, so the middle cell has to be a 3, and there has to be a 2 on one of these ends. Thank you, SPQ, for pointing out that this has to be restricted by the column. Now the third border now has to be a black dot border, which means that it can't be 3, 6, and it can't be 2, 4, and it can't be 1, 2. So it must be 4, 8. There's only one option left. This is 2. That definitely breaks nothing. Oh, no, it does break. It does break. Oh, no, wait. Okay, that would mean this is an 8. That would mean this is a 4. Oh, no, sorry. This is the border that it's referring to. This one refers to this border. That would mean that these two have to add to 10, but there's already a 9 over here, so that does not work. Also, I think I used the wrong color there. So, yeah, you definitely cannot put a 2 there. I don't know why I was thinking these two would have to add a 10 then, even though I put the... Okay, never mind. Just forget it. That is definitely a 2, which means that this is the orange one? Yes, the orange one. Why did I color code these? It's so annoying. This is a 7 now. So that refers to these two, which means this is a 6. And this one is the green border. Thank you, Carl. And SPQ. I can't tell if... Is that a bot? I'm not live for the first time. I think this is a bot. Weird bot. It's kind of odd. Is this YouTube's own bot to try to make content creators stay? Please don't leave me for Twitch. Oh, okay. Good. I was just wondering because it's like motivation maxed out, and then you're like, oh my god, this is so awesome. Thank you. Not that advanced, no. Well, at least they're appearing to be not that advanced. Who knows? Okay, so what is this? If this refers to this border, could be like a 5, 6. Well, that would be a 4 here, right? So that would have to be 5, 6 then. There's nothing else. If it refers to the 5th border, so it can be 4, it can be 5, because this could be an 8. Could be the 6th border, and this could be... Oh, it can't be the 6th border because there's a 6 in the row. Can't be the 7th border because there's 7 in the column. And it can't be the 8th border because that would need an... okay, it could be 6 here. I was going to say it needs an 8, but it could be a 6 there. The 6 would mean that... which one would that mean? That would be this one, right? And we can't do a double here. So this can't be a 6. So that actually can't be an 8. So this is either 4 or 5. Actually, if this is an 8, that means that this is a 1. Welcome back. Welcome back, Nell. This is either 2, 8 or 3, 7. We know that for sure because there's a 4 in the row and there's 1, 9 looking at it. If it is a 2, 8... No, I was going to say this is a 5, but no. Yeah, we have lots of people in here. Row 9, column 9 is a 4. See, Carl, you're too smart because you actually try to read the clues and use them. But I am trying to ignore them, okay? Okay, so this is... This can't be a 4 because that would mean that this has to add to 9. Or sorry, this has to add a 10, but that would put a 1 here, and there's already a 1 in the row. So this is a 5, and this is a 2, 8. And now if this is a 2, 8, this is a 5. See? Yeah, I'm glad you're here. Motivation maxed out. Sorry, I thought you might be a bot. So this is a 2-8. So this is a 4. This is an 8. So where does 4 go in this box? In one of these two cells, I guess. Hoping for more than that. Wait, where does? Oh no, 3 is down here, but not placed. I thought it would. I saw that 3 couldn't be here, and I thought it might be placed. 7, I guess, is just the leftover. So this is 4, 7. This is 3, 7. This is 3, 4, 7. I guess that I should just pencil mark them. This 5 in row 9 does something for the column. See, again with you reading the clues. This is a green also, and then in the column, we need a pink border on the 5th. So this is there, which means that this is an 8. And I said if this is an 8, then this has to be a 1. So that's definitely a 1, which means that we get a blue bit over here. Now this 1 does nothing. Well, it means that there's a 1 over here, but yeah, it does nothing. Oh, what about 1 in here, though? 1 in here is only in these two cells, which means that 1 in here is in those two cells, and again, it does nothing. Okay, so this column needs 1, 6, and 4. But this digit we know can't be a 6 because we already looked at it. This can't be in a 1-to-2 ratio, so that's not a 6. Now, if this was a 4, these would have to be in a 1-to-2 ratio, but they can't have an 8, they can't have a 4, they can't have a 1. They would need to be 3, 6, which seems to be possible, annoyingly. This can't be a 1. Yeah, I hope you keep practicing. You should try setting sometime. Setting is very fun. And then your puzzles might be on CTC or on this stream. And you'll feel very smart. Okay, what about this clue? That either refers to this border or this border. The sneakiest part, huh? 2 or 8. It has to be something to do with this, doesn't it? If this is a 2-8, right? So let's just say it's a 2-8, just for a second. Then this is a 5, which refers to the 5th border, which means it's this one. But this one, it can't be a 1, it can't be an 8, and it can't be anything else, because this cell has to be in a relationship with 9, in either a white dot relationship, which would be 8, or a V relationship, which would be -4. That doesn't work. And it can't be in a 1-to-2 ratio because it can't be 4.5 or 18. And it can't be in a 10 ratio or 10 sum because it can't have a 1. So that means that this is not 2-8. It must be 3-7. Yeah, you should definitely do that maxed out. Let me know if you need any help with it. I can help. That sounds very cute. Row 9, column 5 can't be a 2? Why can't this be a 2 and this be a 1? Oh, because that's not the second border. This is the second border. So if this was a 2, this refers to this border. So this would either be... Why do I keep saying that's the second border? It's so annoying. This would either be 1, 9, which it can't be, 1, 2, which it can't be, or 1, 4, which it can't be. So that's not a 2. This is an 8. That's a 2. That's not an 8. And it's not a 5, for the same reason that this still can't be 1 or 8 or anything really. So this is a 2. So this 2 does not refer to this border, it refers to this border. So this border is that, and also this border is that, because the 8. So wait, so this border could be consecutive, so it could be a 3, or it could be double, which would be a 4, or it could not be an 8, because that wouldn't work in the column. So that's either 3 or 4, but this digit is also in a relationship with that, but we don't know what kind of relationship, so it's either, if it's a 4, can't have a 2, so it would need either to be a 3 or a 5. Or it could be doubled. No, it can't be doubled. It can't be halved. Could be in a relationship with a 10 clue, so it could be a 6. But the 3 can't be in a 10 clue because that would mean that this cell has no value. So the 3 would either have to be a 6 or consecutive, so 4, I guess, because it can't be a 2. We already did 6. And 2 is with 5, so that doesn't work either. And 4 can't go with 1 because, yeah. How row 1, column... Oh, can this be 8? No, because these don't have a relationship with each other. So that's a 5, that's an 8. Thank you, Mehdi, for reading the clues. So then we can put in these 2 lines, which means that this can't be a 9, because if this was a 9, this has no value. So that's not a 9. So this is a 9, which means that this is a 9, which means, like we said way before, that this has to be 1, because 9 can only go with 1, when there's no 8 available, of course. So that's not a 1, that's a 1. And what else can we get? I don't know. Something. There's 4 different solve paths in the middle. Okay, so what goes on here? This is the 4th different order? Okay. So we're going way off the course, I guess, plotted for us. So we need a 5 in here somewhere. I don't know. What about this column? This column needs... This column and this row are very constricted together, I think. So let's look at this. 5, 6, 7. That's definitely alarm bells right here. But this also... Oh, 5, 6, and 7 can go in there. So that's not actually restricted at all. So this one we should come back to because it can't be 5. Because there's a 5 in the box, obviously. And this can't be a 4 because, oh no, it could be a 4. Because this could be a 6. But there's a clue here. Now I should read the clues. She loves a double Y to her name, but there's none. That's very interesting. This could just be 6, 7. Row 8, column 8 equals 6, probably. Oh wait, if this is a 7, this has no value. So I think you're right, Carl. This does equal 6. So this either refers to this or this. Both of those are completely useless because they don't have any values in them, really. Sorry. I don't know if you can hear that, but I can definitely hear that. My fiance's work phone is just going crazy. The sneaky thing, row 9, column 2, I honestly didn't even notice it had a clue. So let's see, it can't be 4 because if it was a 4, it would be saying these 2 cells have a relationship, and this can't be 1, 2, it can't be 1, 9, and it can't be 1, 4. That's like the same thing over here, but down here. So that's not a 4, which means that is a 4. This is a 4, which refers to this set of cells. So let's do that. Now this is either 3, which would refer to that, Can't be 4, 6. Can't be 1, 4. Can't be 2, 4. Can be 8, 4, though. Yeah, it can be 8, 4. Or, no, it can't be... Oh, it could be 8, 5. Or 4, 5. But the 7th column would be... Or the 7th thingy border would be these two cells. That would have to be 2, 8. So that does work. Okay, so we don't know whether this is 3 or 7, but we do know that this value is a 5 because that's the only place for 5. That's not a 5 now. What about this one? That refers to this thingy, which still could be a 1 or an 8. So I guess we don't know anything about that. These 3 cells are 6, 7, and something. Oh, well, this cell is a 7 because of the box. So then these are a 5, 7. This is a 6, 1. No, 6, 3. Put 7 on the blue line. Oh. Be careful, because if you make it too hard, she might not be able to solve it. Has she solved things before? Very nice spot, Carl. Yeah. Octuple box 9, yeah. So 7 can't go with 6, obviously, because there's a 6 in the column. Can go with 3. Can't be halved or doubled. And it can't add to 5. And it can't go with 8 because 8's in the box and in the column. So it is a 7, 3. That was a very hesitant 7, 3. For some reason. This being a 7 would mean that this is a 3 and it's related to this digit. That could still be like a 2 or a 6. So I think this could be easily 5 or 7. This one being 5 means that these two are related. That's getting a lot of crampness in here. Oh, this, when did this become a 5? So that's not a 5. So over here, what do we need? Well, the 1 is kind of smushed in this box. What clues haven't we used? We haven't used this one. We haven't used this one. Oh, this one looks important. If this is a 1, there's no way you have any relationship here. So that's not a 1. So that is a 1. That's a 1. So what is going to be here? It can't be a 4 or a 9. So it must be a 2, right? Yeah, that's doubled or consecutive. And the fact that this is a 1 is not helping this, because this could just be 5. Annoying. But that does mean that there's a 2 in one of these two, putting a 2 up here. But there's a 2 here, so that's a 2, that's a 1. And that resolves this clue, putting this line here. Row 2, column 9 is 1, yep, got it. No, this could be a 5. Oh, wait. I swear this changed while I was solving it. I swear this was a question mark. Okay. I swear it was a question mark. I don't know where that came from, but I thought it was a question mark. I thought this one was a question mark too. Huh. I'm losing it. Okay. Stream's done after this. As soon as I start losing my mind. Oh, hello, Ranks again. 7, 8 here. As soon as I start losing my mind, then we have to end the stream. That's a new rule. So this digit is a 5, as Ranks points out. This is 3, 4, 6. So what else does this need? 4, 6, 2, and 5. This 7 tells us that this is a 3, this is a 2 because of the 5 relationship that I really try to ignore, but guess I have to use it to solve the puzzle. So that's definitely there. This 5 tells us that these two are in a relationship, which means they have to be 3 and 6, which has to go in this order, and that has to be a 4, therefore. So that's a 4, that's a 6, that's a 3, that's a 4, this is a 6, 5, which is not resolved somehow. I have no idea why I just forgot that this was a, yeah, losing it. Okay, so if this is 7 now, this can still be 2, 8. This is a question mark, right? Just checking. This is a question mark, yes. Okay. Oh, this question mark. Do we use that? 1, 2, this is, oh, we don't even need that. We must have used it at some point. Okay. We used this 5 for this. We used this 4, we used this, we used this, we used this. So it's just this, isn't it? Yeah, it's just this. This has to resolve the entire thing. So if this is the 3, 6, and box 8 is resolved, oh, you're totally right. So let's do the easy things first, and then we'll try and see if we can do the hard things. And the 7 in this column is actually placed as well, because there's no 7 in these 3 cells. There's no 7 in these 3 cells because of this 3, 7 pair. So that's a 7, that's an 8. Now, this 3 also resolves. This is a 7 and a 3. That's a 7 and a 5. If I can put in any single digit right. Oh, that's definitely not a 9. It's a 6. So that's a 5, that's a 6. This has to be an 8 to finish the column. This is going to be a 4 and 5. This one, 3. Oh, you're totally right. It should point at the 1, 9. My bad. Oh, that's what Niverio meant by that's the third one. Right. Well, this one's also related in that way. In a different way, I guess, but doesn't matter. 8 and what is it? 6, which is fixed. It's going to be a 6 and an 8 and an 8 and a 7 and a 3 and a 7 and a 2 and a 5. Hey. But we're not done. We missed something. We missed this line. Yeah, fair enough. Woo, that was fun. That was actually quite a fast solve for, what is it? It's a 4 out of 5 puzzle. Yeah, very nice overclued. I think the overcluing is actually placing 9s in several places. This one and this one. Probably something over here. Probably this one wasn't necessary either. Well, necessary for the clue thing, but the 9 can't ever go on that because that would refer to a cell outside the grid. So I'm sure a lot of them were like very minorly necessary clues. Let me think here if I have. Maybe we'll do Quinlux's puzzle because that's on the thumbnail of the video. Where is Quinlux's puzzle? Do I not have Quinlux's puzzle up? Well, that would be a problem then. Because I have no idea where I left it. Let me see here. What was it called again? Hello, Peter Venus. Trip communication is what it's called. Trip communication. There we go. Yeah, I think I'll end with Trip Communication by Quinlux is a classic Sudoku. We have not done a classic Sudoku at all. I will ping Quinn. Sorry about... Oh, you can't even see me. Am I spelling Quinlux wrong? Is Quinlux not in the server anymore? They are. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm not on the right scene. Okay, there we go. Oh, before we do this, actually, I want to point everyone who is in the stream to this puzzle. This puzzle is Modifier Mystery by M Nasty, and if you did not see the stream of this, go solve it on Logic Masters Germany. It is really good. It is actually a really good puzzle, and it's like the 4th or 5th puzzle this setter has ever made. It's really good. So yeah, if you have not seen that solve, go solve it, because it only has 3 solves, and it really deserves more. Actually, I'm going to post the link in the chat. Bookmark that. Okay, we're going to end with this Quinlux puzzle, which is a classic Sudoku, and hopefully won't take me like an hour, because it's only 2 out of 5. So should be pretty fun. Let's see here. Did we get any free wins? Well, in this box, we need 1, 2, and 3. So there's no real free win there. We also need 1, 2, and 3 in this box, and 1, 2, and 3 in this box. So that's what we call suspicious. In this box, 6 is locked into these 2 cells. Do we have all the 9s? Nearly. Nearly all the 9s. We can place 7, or we can't place 7s, but we can pencil mark them. 7's in there. We have quite a few 8s. Pencil mark 8's here. We can, well, there's quite a lot of 5s. So we can pencil mark 5s down here. And this box, we can pencil mark 5s in these 2 cells. This is a 1, 2, or 3. I'm guessing 1, 2s, and 3s are going to be important. That's just sort of a guess. We might row 3, column 8. That is also a 1, 2, because it sees 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6. So it's 1, 2, or 3, and it sees row 1, column 3. equals row 4, column, row 3, column 2? Wait, row 4, column? Why row 4, column 2? Oh, row 1, column, sorry. Row 1, column 3 equals this one? Yes, yes, that's definitely true, which equals this one. Okay, I guess we can color those. So in here we need 1, 7, and 8. So that's a 1, 7. We don't have any 1s. We didn't look at pencil marking 4s, so I'm going to do that really quickly. 4s in this box can be go in those two cells. 4 in... I think that's all the 4 pencil marks we can do. Where's blue in column 5? Oh, that's interesting. Well, it could be... in one of these two cells, right? Because it definitely... What's up here? Is there another cell in this column that can only be 1, 2, or 3? What about this one? I think that one can be 8. 1, 2, 3, or 8. Because it sees 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Column 9. This cell maybe? Can't be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 9. So it's 1, 2, or 8. This cell can't be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 9. So it's 1, 3, or 8. What about that one? Or these two as well. Is this just 1, 2, or 8? Oh, 1, 2, and 8 in this column. So this cell should have similar options. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 9. It doesn't see 7, so it's actually 1, 3, 7, or 8. Which is not a very good pencil mark. All pencil marks in column 9. Oh, column 9. I said row. I was thinking row 9, but you said column 9, but I was thinking row 9. So in column 9, blue sees all of these 3 cells. So blue must be 3, because it can't be a 1, 2, or 8. So blue is 3, and with that we can get rid of blue. And these are not 3s. That is very cute. So now we have a 1, 2 pair here, which means these two have to be 3 and 6, but this one can't be a 3. So that's a 6, that's a 3. 6 is in one of these two cells with the 4, so they must be a 4, 6 pair. Which means these two cells are 1, 7, and 8. Same as that. Do we get any other nice 1, 2, 3 sort of things going on here? Now column 5 is important. Because it can't be 2 anymore. So it must be the 3 in column 5. Can't go here, it can't go here, and it can't go here. So it must go here, which places the 7 here, which places a 1. Which means that that's not a 3. This is a 1, 2, 8. Now 3 in this box looks very restricted. It can only go here. So that's not a 3. This is a 1-2 pair, which means that's a 6. So that's a 6 and that's a 4. Now 4 in this box is in one of these two cells. Three in row 6. Oh, it creates a 3-4 pair because it can't go. Whoopsie! It can't go in this row at all, and that's not a 3. So there's a 3-4 pair here. So this is also 1, 2, 8. Lots of 1, 2, 8s. So 1, 2 because of the row. 1, 7, 8. Except not 8 because there's an 8 in the box. There's an 8 over here because of this row, so that's not an 8. This one, I don't know where we got it from, but it exists, and it probably does a lot of things. If we look for them... Oh, we got it from the 7 here. Right. 3 in box 9. Oh, is placed right here. So that's a 3. That's a 4. Now 3 in... Oh, is already done. Column 8. 1, 2 pair. Oh, how did I not see that? So that's an 8. That's a 7. It's not an 8. That's not a 7. That's an 8 now. That's a 7. That's a 1. That's an 8. Beautiful. This one, which we got from this 7, gives us a 2 and a 1 and a 2. That gives us a 1 here. No 1 there, except for me. 9 and 4 down here, which is fixed by this 4. So that's a 4. That's no longer a 4. This is a 1 or 2, which is now fixed by this. So that's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 1. That's a 2, that's a 1. This is 2 and 5, which is also fixed. That's a 5. That is a 7. So this is an 8 because that's a 2, 8, 2, 1, 2, 9 over here goes with, well, it goes in there, and then this one is definitely a 1. That was definitely a nice breeze of a puzzle, and much more of a breeze when chat tells me what to do. So let's go through what happened there, actually, because it might have been a little bit confusing if you weren't following what they said in chat. So this digit can't be either of these two digits because this digit, well, maybe this digit is the more interesting one. So this one sees into here, so that places that digit here. Whatever this is there. That means that these two digits are not that digit either, so it's placed there. Now these 3 digits in column 9 see those 3 cells. Now these 3 cells can be 1, 2, or 8, so these can't be 1, 2, or 8, so they must all be 3. And I've just selected things, so I can't increase my path, but the next step was that these 3 cells are seen by these 3s, and there's nowhere else for 3 to go in the column except for there, which places 7 here, and I'm pretty sure... Where does blue go? Yeah. That's another way to see it, yeah. So, yeah. That was a really nice puzzle. Quinlux's classics are always nice. Always very nice. So, if you're ever looking for a classic to solve, Quinlux, good setter. Anyways, thank you everyone for coming out and watching, and don't forget to try out this Malfunctioning Modifier Mystery on LMD if it suits your fancy, and yeah, thanks for hanging out for a couple hours, something like that. I don't know how long we've been streaming. Oh, like 3 hours. But anyways, remember to subscribe, support me on Patreon if you have the money to do so, and like the stream. And we have Rocky Rowers interview on Friday-ish. If you're on a different time zone, it might be a different day. Just check the scheduled VOD, and we have a Sudoku discussion, setting discussion, on the day after Rocky Roas. Rocky Roas. I think it's the British accent that throws me off because they pronounce it Rocky Roa. Roa. And rower, because I have a harder R. So it makes me think I'm pronouncing it wrong because I'm not using the hard R. Anyways, sorry. Enough about that. But yeah, we have that stream, and then the discussion on puzzling communities the day after. I think that's everything. I sent some stuff, some requests out to next setting people. So yeah, sending interview people, and I hope they get back to me because it will be very exciting if we can get them. Anyways, see you later, guys, and have a good rest of your day.